a woman who thinks she's ugly builds her confidence. Now, there's a woman I want to talk to you about today. She's not someone you see in beauty campaigns. She's not the one who turns heads when she walks into a room. She's not the woman people describe as stunning. For a long time, she believed that she was ugly, not in a dramatic kind of a way, but in a quiet, heavy way. The kind of heaviness that sits in your chest when you see your own reflection. The kind that tells you confidence is just for other women, it's not for you. And if you're watching this, chances are you know exactly what that feels like. How the word ugly started shaping her life. She just didn't wake up one day and decide that she was ugly. She just learned it over a period of time. From small moments, being overlooked, being compared, being treated just like the other woman in the room. And naturally, over a period of time, she started believing her appearance explained everything. If she was ignored, it was because of how she looked. If she wasn't chosen, that's what was naturally expected. And if she doubted herself, it felt justified. And slowly, confidence just stopped feeling like something she should even try to have. She gave up already. The way she shrank without even realizing it was the second thing. She didn't stop speaking completely all of a sudden. She just softened everything, whether it was her opinions, her laughter, even her own presence, and she avoided attention. She stayed always in the background. She learned how to disappear politely. All this was not because she lacked intelligence or depth, but just because she believed being seen wasn't meant for someone like her. And every time she shrank, her confidence quietly weakened. Third thing is the moment when something shifted. One day she noticed something unexpected. There were women around her who weren't conventionally beautiful, but they were confident. They spoke clearly, they took up space, they didn't apologize for existing, and it confused her really. Because if confidence came from beauty, then how did they have it? That's when a small crack appeared in the belief that she had been carrying for so many years. And this realization changed everything. She slowly began to understand something really powerful. Confidence is not a reward for being attractive. Beauty might open doors for you, but confidence is built when a woman decides she belongs in the room anyway. And that realization didn't instantly heal her, but it gave her the permission to try. And by the way, if you are really serious about building your confidence and want to go deeper into this, I've created a step by step course that helps women just like you do exactly that in 3 days. You can check it out. It's the first link right there in the description. Now we'll talk about how she built confidence without changing her so called face. She didn't suddenly love how she looked. Instead, she focused on what she could control. She began by keeping promises to herself, developing skills that made her feel capable, speaking even when her voice was shaking, and showing up consistently every single time. And something really surprising happened. Confidence grew not from being admired by people, but from knowing she could trust herself. And what happened in turn? She stopped abusing herself internally. For years, she had punished herself mentally. Every mirror, every photo, every comparison. One day, she realized something quietly heartbreaking. Her body had carried her through all her life, through stress, survival, heartbreak, and all that she had given it in return was criticism. Again, she didn't suddenly jump to self love. She chose neutrality. I don't have to like how I look today, but I will stop being cruel to myself. And that alone changed how she stood in the world. And from then on, she let her presence speak louder than her face. She learned something life changing most women are never taught. People don't remember faces as much as they remember the energy. How safe you feel, how honest you are, how present you are. So she stopped hiding, stopped apologizing, and stopped assuming rejection before it even happened. And the less she centered on her appearance, the less it seemed to define her. The most freeing realization of all, one day it hit her. Ugly wasn't a truth. It was just a word that she had absorbed from a world obsessed with narrow beauty standards. And she didn't have to keep carrying it. She stopped asking, am I pretty enough to be confident? And started asking, am I allowed to take up space? And the answer was a yes that was so big with so many S's. She didn't become confident overnight, but she became something stronger. She stopped shrinking, she stopped waiting, and most importantly, she stopped punishing herself for just existing. And here's the part that really matters. Her confidence didn't come from becoming beautiful. It came from realizing she never needed permission. If you see yourself in her story, please listen to this very gently. Confidence is not reserved for certain faces. It belongs to every woman who decides she deserves space in her own life. If this story felt familiar, comment, I'm allowed to take up space. And if another woman needs to hear this, do share it with her. Because confidence should never be limited to how a woman looks. And by the way, if you're really serious about building your confidence and want to go deeper into this, I've created a step-by-step course that helps women like you do exactly that in just 3 days. You can check it out. It's the first link right there in the description.